as it's already on here between tmanplays and Mix90. And it's quite the interesting matchup, as Mix did steal tmanplays' division here, as we get 11th Airborne. And if anybody would have asked me who would play that, I obviously would have said Timon, because he has played this division a lot. But on Black Force, it's also not a bad division, though it's coming in for Mix90 here, whilst Timon is back to 24th again. What do you think about this matchup here, Ben Danner?
It was not the matchup I was expecting. I was quite surprised when you sent me that. Yeah, and especially who's picking what. I mean, T-Man obviously has in the past played 11E a lot, and I know that he did have that loss against Bulba and sworn never to play 11E again. So whether that's related to that, but once again, bringing out the 24th, are we going to see some Strike Eagle bullying? Because what I'm really worried about here is the 11th E really lack ground air defense.
Yeah, it's painful how few of their Mistrals they get. Mistral, fantastic manpad. The numbers in this division are extremely low, though, in all forms and shapes that they get them in. And hopefully that gets changed eventually, as a couple more of those would be nice. And yeah, the air superiority fighters, not bad, but as Hippie just pointed out, you get a lot of F4Fs there. The Eagle, the amount of air superiority phantoms that you get there is really numerous. 8 covered over 2 cards, so beating that with the mirages that you get will be tough, and then the Strike Eagle on top of that will be a problem. But if you don't let it come to that, you can still win here. And the numbers of Crown Forces that you can sneak here, maybe with forward deploy, which is the major advantage that the 11th gets in this matchup, because you basically get no great forward deploy whatsoever in 24th. You might be able to get something done here with 11th.
Yeah, I agree. I think if Mix, once again, with these French divisions, can get the early control and hold, he'll be sorted. But he needs to be so careful with his mirages and stuff, because he can't start losing them. He's going to need them long term for that air control. Otherwise, he's going to fall into exactly the same problem he had in the last game.
Yeah. And we have $450 now on the line. And big thanks there once more to Feta and Yasp and Z coming in here with the donations, as we now really are up there in the prize money. And it's now game break, game here, match point for tmanplays. There, I found the right word finally, as he is up on a 2-0 in this best of 5. So if he wins this, it's already over. He already takes it home, clean 3-0. So Mix really has to step it up here, and it will be tough with 11th. The one advantage that I see, though, is that most of the targets on the ground also ain't quite worth a hit with the Strike Eagle. Like, even the Sagai, only 65 points. So you have to come around 2 times and hit 4 of them to pay off for your Strike Eagle. So investing into a Strike Eagle might not even be that effective for the first 20 minutes or so, even if you hit ground targets.
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, I suppose he might fall back on HE bombers at that point to keep the cost down. It's really going to depend what Mix brings in long term and how he positions stuff as well. Obviously, multiple infantry in one building will be a huge mistake here.
Yeah. Good couple of units split out in the north. And yeah, Timon trying to defend Alpha and Charlie. The Charlie deployment is really aggressive for him not having forward deploy. Yeah, as we see Mix going super aggressive against it, though he brings 2 helicopters with it to the north. The 2 Cobras will try to clean the way there, so that could work out. I wonder if any air superiority fighters on either side come in early, or what the start will be there. No AA yet on Mix's side here. I feel like he must have fighters then, if he doesn't bring any of those.
Yeah, he must do. There's no way he can't have fighters on the get-go. It'll be...
And he gets slightly better Mirages now with Mirage 2000s compared to the Mirage 200s that we saw in the first game with the 5th. With the Airborne getting slightly better fighters here. So we will see if he brings those around. A bit slower, but better missiles. And also, I believe, slightly better ECM. But obviously the F4Fs just most likely gonna come out with 2 from the get-go, as we see only infantry here on the ground, and I believe that's enough money left here for Teamman to bring around 2 of those. Yes, we will fast forward here a bit to try to catch up. Okay, we are alive already, and we are just ready for the start here of the game. We have Legionnaires coming around, Chasseurs coming around. By the way, for everybody interested in the bands, it's quite standard for the most part. It's 39th and 35th at the beginning, but then it gets interesting. Teamman banning Berlin Command, and then we get a 5th Blindé ban as well. So no AMX 10 shenanigans here is what they try to avoid with that. Berlin Command for sure really interesting ban though, but yeah, F-17s can be annoying on this map, F-117s, and also the infantry can be quite frustrating to deal with on this map as well. And there we go, double Phantom versus double Mirage 200. Pretty similar level in these fighters, 5-point difference. The Mirage a bit more expensive, but that's mostly because of their extra speed. The Phantom having more missiles. ECM is similar. Mirage here not getting any good hits. The second one trying to catch up from the south. Phantoms also not getting any hits though so far, but there we go. Oh, gets some hits in now, gets the kill. Wins the fight for now. Mirage 2000 now coming around though. Oh, both sides getting hits. And both sides will survive, but that means the Cobras do the job on the ground. Killing off some Chasseurs there already, and this is pretty bad for Mix. Especially as more Phantoms come along as well. We see some Gazelle Cannons fighting snipers in the south. The snipers actually might be able to kill that helicopter here. Yes, they do. Para Milan here also in trouble. Might get killed off as well. So
never underestimate the snipers when they've been sat there for 10 seconds. They do an immense amount of damage.
Yeah, and this really wasn't the start that Mix90 was hoping for. Yeah, we're going in favor of Teamman, and Teamman has the numbers game as well. So that one loss of the Mirage 200 will be pretty painful here. Legionnaires now engaging against Engineer Flashes, but they are outnumbered. They outclass the enemy, but the amount of infantry here is bigger for tmanplays, and that will be a problem. Fireteam 84 coming in as well. Chasseur Para getting involved there too. But we see some Phantoms now coming in for strafing runs as well. Bomber coming around too. And yeah, Mix in trouble. The Cobra still around as well. Brings another Mirage 200 to try to deal with this. But there's 2 Phantoms in the sky. And yeah, the Mirage 200s are just not reliable.
No, it's a painful opening for Mix. T-Man has the map control, which is really what Mix needed early on.
Gets the kill onto the Phantom HE there, which is a nice start. The Mirage 2000 struggling to find some kills as well. 3 missiles missing there. Will be called back home. But the Cobras being around, not being killed off, is a really, really big issue. Those Cobras getting their kills, quite big.
I'm just wondering where Mix goes from here. Obviously, he will try and still get some units into Charlie, but he's been pushed out of Alpha there. And the question is, can he regain any control at that side of the map?
Pivot showing its ground support capabilities there. Killing off the VLR, pushing it back quickly. Sapper leader has to disengage. As we see some more Legionnaire Para trying to come around. And Teamman already had in points. Mirage 200 trying with another fight here. Getting behind the Phantom. and gets the kill there. So some nice pickoffs there for Mix in the sky, bringing some Mistral forward, but the ground losses lately have been quite numerous, and replacing those will be really, really tough. Meanwhile, Cobras will get resupplied here soon. Supply truck coming in for those, and Mix is in trouble here on the ground.
Yeah, the exchanges haven't gone great, that's for sure. And right now, we're seeing more and more infantry squads arriving in Alpha for T-Man. Another Cobra coming in at the bottom as well towards Foxtrot. And another one being called in as well. And obviously there's no AA down there.
We have some Mistral Paras coming along now. They are really, really valuable. As I said before, they come in quite low availability, especially for manpad teams. And it's really the big problem of 11th Para that they have so few of the AA assists.
And I mean, I wouldn't put it past T-Man to do a bit of air bullying, as Hippie put it, and bring in a Strike Eagle just to start picking those off.
Yeah. Would be quite risky with Mirage 200s and 2000s being quite fast fighters and being able to intercept it on the turns, but Cobra's already doing the job well enough as is. Killing off the Chasseur Para. Engineer Dragons finds the kill onto the Sagai 90. And yeah, it's looking really good here for tmanplays. Good kill on the Cobra there. Mirage 200 coming around against the Phantom. Ooh.
Overextended a bit there.
Next Phantom coming around. Trying to find a missile hit. We'll be able to get one more missile out. Ooh, and gets it there. Just before it couldn't get out of range. Mirage 200 down. Second Mirage 200 now coming in, but yeah, overextending here once more. Especially as there are pivots around. Oh, it might have actually been the pivot that got the kill there. Yeah, most likely. And yeah, this is outnumbered, and this is not what you want to do here. Especially as, T-Man showing his card here. He has the F-15 AA as well in this. And it makes it just nigh impossible to win the Air Warrior for Mix90. And this will be really, really painful, especially with the Cobras already going so strong. Mirage 2000 coming in, but it can't win against the Eagle here. Or its chances at least are super slim to do so.
Yeah, and I think while T-Man will be careful, he won't be quite as scared pushing it around with the Eagle. Its ECM just makes it so hard to hit.
Yeah,
Mirage will not want to lose.
Mirage 2000 also having 30 ECM, being quite a good fighter as well. Its major issue being its low number of missiles, which makes it so unreliable if you, in a 1v1 situation. And you usually want to have two of them to secure kills. As you have the Sagai moving around.
It does feel weird sometimes how much of a difference 10% ECM can make, because obviously the Eagle has 40, which you wouldn't think it makes that much difference, but it does seem to make a huge difference in the game.
Well, this engagement went actually pretty well for the Mirage. It doesn't quite find the kill though, and it will get the hell out of there. Gets the better out of the fight though, especially thanks to its better guns. But second Mirage 2000 runs into Chaparral in the south. Eagle coming up behind it as well. And gets a good first hit. Gets hit by the Mistral from the south, from the bottom though. And needs to disengage here now as a Mirage 200 is on its tail. Ooh, could that be a kill? Yes, it is! Ooh. Important kill here for Mix. It's still a long way up here, but the second F-15 will be out for a long while. And it's an important kill there for that Mirage 200. Now, yeah, if Mix wouldn't have thrown away that Mirage 200 earlier, the numbers would be quite decent now for him, but without it, the Phantom numbers here are still too much, and the ground trades obviously still need to go his way as well, and they really haven't so far.
No, the nice thing is, though, Mix has had time to build up some ground forces. I mean, T-Man certainly doing the same as well, but he spent a lot on aircraft. So Mix not looking as bad as he was 5-10 minutes ago.
Yeah, but his infantry isn't in the places it needs to be. He hasn't gotten any sneak behind the enemy lines, which is one of the major strengths of the 11th, with the Sagais being able to be quite cheap and affordable to spam around and get behind enemy lines. Ooh, double kill there. And yeah, the Legionnaires getting some nice pickoffs there with their Apilas. That first Apilas hit actually got a double kill because the two vehicles were so close. So 2 Apilas shots, 3 vehicles killed. That's prime value there.
Yeah, that was not. Look at the immediate response from T-Man. So many infantry squads called it.
Yeah, Cobra moving that direction as well. And that's the real issue here. The Cobras are the troublemakers, and Mix needs to find a way to get rid of those. Once he got rid of those, the game will be easier for him. But at the moment, he doesn't really have a solution. He has some Mistrals coming up, some Pamela Mistrals on wheels coming in as well. And all, like, the value of the single units is fine for both. It's really the availability issue, as talked about earlier, that makes them not so great. Legionnaires versus Cobra. The Cobra dealing good damage. Mistral needs to find a hit here. And it doesn't. Unfortunate there. Mirage 200 gets downed by the Chaparrals and the pivots as well. This is a next big problem for Mix. He never can overextend here with his planes ever again. And yeah, that's was a painful overextension with the Mirage 200 there. Trying to chase Phantoms. Not something he should do. Has another Mirage 2000 coming in the north. But they can't fly over pivots. They can't fly over Chaparrals. They really have to be careful with their distance. Trying to deal with the Strike Eagle here. But that will be tough. Yeah, Strike Eagle finds the hit. Pivot will find the kill. And this is the major, major issue in this game. For Mix.
Strike Eagle again, showing off with that 40% ECM.
And the top speed, which is so strong, running away from the Jaguar there. Jaguar not able to get the kill on target. And the AA on the ground just not really existing yet for Mix, and that's the problem. Has a good couple of Mistrals by now, but the Cobras stay away from it, and the infantry in front of it is somewhat lacking in numbers as well. Sagai trying to get into a sneaky position here. But Teeman already up 600 points, and on Black Forest, that's quite a lot.
Yeah, Black Forest is Black Forest Duel, as well as the original, to be fair, is quite a slow tick map sometimes.
M35 rolling in the north. Coming around. A good couple of infantry units here for Teeman to try to clean up the forest, and he can afford that. He can afford to be a bit wasteful in the where he puts units by now, as he for sure has the cost efficiency down in this game once more. Cobra moving around. Pamela will try to find an angle on it. I wonder if he has any of the what's the name again? The AA Gazelles. The Celtics in his deck.
The Celtic, yeah.
As they could be helpful in these kind of scenarios, but doesn't seem like they are around. Cobra gets hit by the Pamela, but will survive with 2 hit points here. Will be able to repair. And Diago HE not coming through here. Ooh. Sagai trying to be sneaky here. Could actually find some value there. Infantry pushing forward as well. Gazelle Cannon gets opened up by the pivot.
A cheeky kill on the command CV, the little mutt CP would be good.
Yeah, finds the engineer dragons for now, but reveals itself with it. And yeah, quick reaction there by Teeman, getting the unit out of the way. Pamela coming forward. CV coming in for Mix from the rear, but Cobra going up into the skies. Pamela not in any line of fire. Jago HE coming around. Will kill off the pivot, but 2 Phantoms on its heels. Phantoms that's the major weakness of the Phantom. They are pretty slow planes, and they're not getting into range here. Mirage 2000 from the other side shouldn't overextend though. I'm not liking this. Gets a hit here. First missile at least. Yeah, we'll get the hell out of there. Cobra's coming around. Pamela's trying to get into line of sight. Big issue there. Trying to get on top. Phantom coming in for the Jaguar. Pamela will open on that instead. Not getting the hit. Phantoms and Eagle should be able to find the kill on the Jaguar there. Yes, they do. And this is not looking great still for Mix.
No, he's having a rough time. T-Man's defended that point well, and he's got all those reinforcements he called in earlier to deal with that other squad, which are now heading up that way. And he's feeling pretty confident, I think, because he's veered them off a little bit.
Legionnaire Paras under fire, getting killed off. Milan 2 chilling out there. Cluster. Jaguar being called in. Not really having a target though. And yeah, the Cobras did a great job there, taking some damage, but not dying. And this is the really big issue here. If Mix wouldn't have to deal with those helicopters, his life would be a lot easier. But T-Man doing a great job of keeping those alive. Ooh, Strike Eagle going down to the Mirage and the Mistrals. Mistrals really showing their prowess there. Good range for Manpad, great accuracy, decent damage. So yeah, good. The air war isn't going as badly for Mix90, but the ground war is just not going well enough. Ooh, those, yeah. Supers need to be careful. He's trying to push into the town in the center. Strike Eagle has to be careful. First Mistral misses. The second and third miss as well. But it has to be careful if it comes around again. We see more Lynxes coming in. More Sagais as well. Infantry fight breaking out here in the town now. And the amount of engineered flashes here overwhelming the flamethrower Sappers completely, catching them out in the open as well. So they just get absolutely annihilated here. Engineer is getting killed off by the Jaguar, but the Sappers die beforehand. And we have a good amount of AA fighters here coming around again. Cobra at least dies in the south. Finally, one of them killed off. Pamela trying to hit the Eagle here once more. Mistral's not able to protect the Jaguar on the way out here. But weird curve here by T-Man. Will stop him from intercepting. Infantry fight though, not really working out here for Mix. Engineer Flash holding the line quite nicely. Pivot helping out here as well. It's the guy not able to help out much just yet. Especially with the Ito being around. So as soon as the Sagai reveals itself, it's in trouble.
Yeah, T-Man's looking pretty solid there as well. He seems to have regained control of Charlie completely and pushed everything back. And the reinforcements that came in there were actually very quickly dealt with.
Yeah, the Cobra's just such an important tool in this. The two Cobras really playing a big role in all of this. We have F-15Cs coming around. Chasseurs moving forward as well. And yeah, Krupa Anti-Char here coming in too. Manpad's running out of ammo. The value on this Cobras is just so high.
Yeah, they're going to have a lot of kills at the end of this game. Look at this aerial control by T-Man. Just
this is brutal. It might be a bit overextending, like as they have to turn back home soon. Yeah. If Mix times it correctly, he could catch them there. I mean, there's still some Mirages out there, so fewer than Mix90 would have, like to have, but he still has some. So this is still somewhat dangerous. But yeah, no AA from the ground can really deal with it, as you just have so few, and Numbers already pretty low here. 11 parachutists in general is just a really weird pick, especially as a first pick. It's one of the weakest divisions currently in the game, especially due to its lack of numbers in AA.
Yeah,
combined
so.
with not having any value in tanks, so it needs its air force to win the fights. Infantry is strong, but can't carry on its own. It doesn't have artillery, so you need the air force and the helicopter force, and if you can't win those fights because you don't have AA and the enemy does, it's quite a tough fight there. The 2 planes momentum.
For me, Charlie is such a difficult point to take, and I see Mix trying again to get in there, but the Cobras are just mincing him every time.
I'm surprised we didn't see artillery here. And yeah, the stats for 11th in tournament games won't get any better here. This is not looking so hot. Sagai's coming in. Really good unit nowadays. 65 points for higher stealth, 16 damage gun. Is quite nice. Obviously, range and accuracy are not great, and it's super class cannon, but outside of that, it's quite nice. Ooh. Phantom getting hit there. Jaguar trying to come along. Will be able to gun run it down, most likely. Yes. So the Phantom at least goes down. But there's more for tmanplays there. And the ground warfare is the important part, and it's just not going well. This push into Charlie has to work. Like,
yeah.
If he wants to do anything else in this game, this push into Charlie has to work. And the issue is, it once more doesn't have AA here. The Pamella's all dealt with, and we still have 2 Cobras on the other side. So it's hard to see it work with that setup for the beginning for it.
I mean, the Cobras need a rearm, and one of them needs a repair, but even now they could be dishing out a bit of damage.
Yeah, even with the Gatling gun, they are quite dangerous. And yeah, it's kind of down to the Jaguars to kill them. And they won't have an easy time here. Phantom AA trying to deal with it. M1IP did retreat. Chasseurs and Group Anti-Char pushing forward, so the M1IP needs to be careful. Sagai's coming around to try to help out with some fire support. Engineer Dragon, by the way, fantastic units against the Sagais, because it does one-shot them, and it's such a cheap ATGM for 40 points. So, quite a good unit there. M1IP gets taken out by them, though. Engineer Dragon getting stunned down as well, so the Sagais doing their job. F-15 Strike Eagle does its job as well, though. And the traits on the right side, if you see the amount of blue units dying, still not fantastic. Jaguar going into a really bad fight there, getting taken out as well. No follow-up here in the air for Mix. +2 still on. The Cobras currently getting refueled and rearmed. And this is not looking like this push will do it. It does break pretty deep. Kills off the infantry. But really, the 2 Cobras, once they take off again, I just don't see how you will deal with them.
Yeah, I mean, T-Man is just biding his time. He could have taken those off at any point and done a bit of damage. He's just waiting till they get repaired. He's obviously not that concerned.
And Chaprals by now in such a high number in the south as well. Get rid of the Jaguar there. It got a friendly with Fire Team 84, but that's not a worthwhile trade at all. And the Cobras get off and start to massacre the infantry there. F4 Eve trying to get a hit there. Does miss, but the Cobras on their own will deal with everything here. There we go. Kill onto the Sagai infantry. Down to 1 squad. Out of 5 that went in there. VBL PC under fire now as well. Gets taken out. And yeah, this is the GG moment here. Cobras carrying the game here, being protected all throughout the game, and Mix not really having an answer. I'm surprised though, as we never saw the AA on the truck, which I feel like against Cobras is a fantastic little unit.
Yeah, I wonder if it's not in his deck for some reason.
And it's also a great unit to start the game with, as it has forward deploy and it is fast, so it can protect your forward deploy against helicopters. So never using it here. I guess he was more worried about the airplane fights and wanted to have as many Mistrals as possible there to help out with that, where those guns just don't do anything. But yeah, that meant he was really open for the helicopter play. Cobra's getting rearmed. M1 IP is now pushing forward as well. No ATGMs here to stop them anymore. Super Pumas getting killed off there. Upset dropping the airmobiles. Still great launchers on these, so if the M1 IPs get too close, they will get hit pretty hard, but the infantry is screening nicely here for tmanplays, and it's looking like a clean 3-0 victory here right now. Mirage LGBs coming in. 2 kills, but one of them will go down already. Eagle on the heels of the second one here now as well. Does miss so far with its Sparrows. He doesn't get the kill into the second one. Will have to turn, but not enough Mirages here to chase it anymore. And yeah, the Cobra's just too strong here. M1 IPs keep on pushing forward. Reduce the numbers by the LGBs, but still 2 of them left here and nothing to really deal with them. Milan 2 in the south. If that can get a side shot, it would be good. It will be frontal though. Good smoke there by T-Man as well. Not gonna get hurt there.
Just looking at these infantry for Mix pushing up around the back of Charlie. I think he's wanting to try and find the Cobras to kill them. Bit of revenge for the rest of the game.
He might find the Cobras on the ground here. Oh, no. They seem to take off just in time. Unfortunate there for Mix90. Really great reaction there or great timing by Timon. I'm not quite sure if that was by accident or if he saw those units. But yeah, good reaction there. Getting the Cobras off the ground, killing off the chasseurs immediately with it. And Mix in trouble here once more. Losing all the units, and here we go. There's the surrender. GGVP, tmanplays taking the game, and with it, taking the series. Yeah, really strong run up to here for Mix90, but tmanplays once more showed that he is the best WARNO player currently in the game, on the planet, and GGVP here for a really strong show to tmanplays.
Yeah, well played, guys. Very well played, team, and obviously in commiserations to Mix. You've played a great set of games up to this point. I think T-Man just had some good division picks here as well.
Yeah, we also want to say thanks for the raid there, tmanplays, and congratulations for the W there.